On May 2, 2011, the world woke up to the news of the death of the most wanted man on the planet, Osama Bin Laden. For over a decade, he had been the mastermind behind some of the most deadly terrorist attacks in the world, including the 9/11 attacks that changed the course of history. The news of his death brought a sense of closure to many who had lost their loved ones in these attacks. However, what puzzled many was the way his body was handled after his death. Instead of being buried on land, he was buried at sea. This decision raised many questions and conspiracy theories. In this video, we will look at the reasons behind this decision and try to uncover the truth behind the burial of Osama bin Laden at sea. Join the Knowledge Now community by subscribing to our channel and never stop learning, with new videos every week to expand your mind and broaden your horizons. The operation to capture Osama bin Laden. Before we delve into the details of his burial at sea, let us first take a brief look at the operation that led to his death. The operation, codenamed Operation Neptune Spear, was conducted by the United States Navy SEALs, a special operations force of the United States Navy. The operation was carried out in Abbottabad, Pakistan, where bin Laden was hiding in a compound. After a brief firefight, bin Laden was shot dead by the SEALs. The operation lasted for less than 40 minutes, and the SEALs took possession of his body. The decision to bury Osama bin Laden at sea. After bin Laden's death, the US government had to decide what to do with his body. The decision to bury him at sea was made after careful consideration and for several reasons. Firstly, according to Islamic tradition, a person should be buried within 24 hours of their death. However, the US government did not want to give bin Laden a proper Islamic funeral on land, as it could have become a shrine for his followers. A burial at sea was seen as a way to prevent this from happening. Secondly, the US government did not want to return bin Laden's body to his family, as it could have become a rallying point for his supporters. By burying him at sea, the US government ensured that his final resting place would remain unknown. Thirdly, the US government wanted to ensure that his body would not become a symbol of victory or a source of inspiration for terrorists. By burying him at sea, the US government hoped to prevent this from happening. The burial process. According to the US government, bin Laden's body was handled in accordance with Islamic tradition. Before the burial, a Muslim chaplain was present, and the body was washed and wrapped in a white sheet. The body was then placed in a weighted bag, and a military officer read prepared religious remarks, which were translated into Arabic by the chaplain. The body was then placed on a flat board, which was tilted to slide the body into the sea. Controversy and conspiracy theories. Despite the US government's explanation, bin Laden's burial at sea has been the subject of controversy and conspiracy theories. Some people believe that the US government did not actually kill bin Laden and that he is still alive. Others believe that bin Laden's body was buried on land, and the burial at sea was just a cover-up. There are also theories that the US government buried him at sea to hide evidence that could have revealed the true nature of his death. One of the main reasons for these conspiracy theories is the lack of photographic evidence of bin Laden's death. The US government has stated that they did not release any photographs of bin Laden's body. Additionally, there were concerns that bin Laden's grave could become a site of pilgrimage for extremists, making it a potential security threat. Therefore, it was decided that burial at sea was the most appropriate option. Another factor that played a role in the decision to bury bin Laden at sea was Islamic tradition. Islamic tradition requires that the dead be buried as soon as possible after death, ideally within 24 hours. It is also customary for Muslims to bury their dead facing Mecca, which can be difficult to achieve if the person dies outside of Mecca. Given that bin Laden died in Pakistan, a Muslim-majority country, it was important to adhere to Islamic tradition in his burial. Burying him at sea allowed for a prompt burial and also ensured that his body faced Mecca. In conclusion, the decision to bury Osama bin Laden at sea was made based on a combination of factors. Firstly, it was done to comply with Islamic tradition regarding the prompt burial of the deceased. Secondly, it was a practical decision made to avoid creating a shrine for extremists to rally around. Finally, it was a strategic decision made to ensure that the burial would not become a security threat. While some may question the decision to bury him at sea, it was the best option available at the time given the circumstances surrounding his death. The death of Osama bin Laden was a significant event in modern history, and the decision to bury him at sea added another layer of complexity to an already complicated situation. While the details surrounding his death and burial may continue to be debated, one thing is certain: the world is safer with bin Laden gone. His death marked the end of an era of terror, and it is important that we continue to work towards a more peaceful future. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos.